Hello, and welcome back to the Radiant Sun. So I still have that annoying cough, so I do apologize for that. But I just wanted to dive in a little bit more on how I got started doing what I'm doing. So believe it or not, this whole spiritual thing, and I do realize that there was some confusion with the angels part of it too. That mainly came from my oracle card deck. It's labeled like guidance from angels or something. I personally like to look at it as more of the universe. Some people look to it as God, Allah, whatever you believe in, a higher power of some sort. But really, it's all stemming from quantum physics, subatomic particles, and the science behind it is mind-blowing. Now, I never paid much attention to it in school, and I kind of wish that I did. But I did pay attention to one thing: atoms. Atoms have electrons and neutrons, and they're always moving, no matter what. So I'm made of atoms, you're made of atoms, this couch is, that blanket is, and we all have different densities too. So a rock is made of atoms, and a feather is made of atoms, and they are two different densities, and they're moving. Whether you can see it or not, the atoms in it are moving. They are vibrating because of that movement, aka giving off a frequency. So when somebody says that they're on a different frequency, they really are. So if you're happy, your brain is producing dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical. Chemical is a substance. So a substance that you can view, look at, examine, it's made of atoms. It is vibrating and it's giving off its own frequency. So if you have a happy thought, you're giving off a high frequency. If you have a bad thought, sad thought, angry thought, giving off a low frequency. And whatever frequency you hold is what you're going to attract into your life. So with me being an empath, if I'm around somebody who is sad or mad or anything like that, I'm going to feel that as if they're my own emotions. And sometimes it's hard for me to tell the difference between what's theirs and what's mine. So it can be very, very, very tricky. But once you have the awareness of it, it makes it a lot more interesting and a lot more easy to live your best life. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But this is kind of how I'm viewing life right now. So, I mean, a lot of people know that if you're positive about something, more likely to get a positive outcome. If you're negative and a pessimist, you're more likely to get that kind of result. Excuse me. So, going back to Dr. Joe Dispenza, he says our thoughts create our reality because of what I just said, the different frequencies. And also, our brains, it doesn't know the difference between you saying, like telling somebody to go F themselves. It doesn't know that you're saying that to somebody else. It thinks that you're saying it to yourself or somebody else is saying it to you. So it takes on that energy. So if you really want to live a more fulfilling life, you need to pay attention to your language. So if you're saying, oh, I think I'm going to try to do this, but I don't know, it's the try, the but. If you try something, you're kind of questioning yourself in that matter. And subconsciously, you're going to doubt yourself every step of the way. And if you say but, it contradicts everything that you said before. So if you say, oh, I really like you, but this isn't working out, it's kind of the same thing. So you have to be mindful of the words that you use, be mindful of the things that you say to people, say to yourself, be mindful of the people you hang around due to their frequencies, because they can reach you and you can take them on as your own. It's called projecting your emotions. Like when somebody's angry at you and they start screaming at you, a lot of people tend to scream back. Or you can ignore it, walk the other way, and sometimes people will leave your life because of it. But that's because they no longer align with you. They're no longer matching your frequency. and new people will come in and replace them. Replace the needs that you need from them, but with a higher frequency and more positivity. So keep this in mind, do your best, and I'll see you in the next video.